Welcome in, Shenandoah Phillies fans. TJ Young here, bringing you the second home game of the season for the Shenandoah Phillies as they take on conference foe, the Harlan Cyclones. Shenandoah comes in tonight 3-4. They were 2-4 over the weekend in a tournament where they faced some stiff competition. They learned some things and did some things well, had some things to work on. After speaking with Coach Comstock, there's some positives to take away and obviously some things to work on with a young team. Harlan comes in with a 6-4 record on the season. Again, a lot like last game that we did against Denison Schleswig. It's a very upper class heavy team in the Hawkeye 10. You're going to see that a lot. Very rarely in the Hawkeye 10, from my experience, you're going to see a team with a lot of those freshmen, sophomores like the Shenandoah Phillies have this season. Really some things that kind of look, for the first 7 games of the season, it looked kind of interesting here just looking at it for this Phillies team. They average about 17 assists per set, and that's kind of a two-headed monster at setter. Peyton eighth in the freshman's about 4 assists per set right now through the first 7 games. And Aaliyah Parker is just under 3. So very good job. And those two do a very good job of going in and out, playing that setter position. And as far as the kills go, Ashlyn Hodges, the freshman, she leads the team in kills per set with over 2.5 kills per set. Her hitting efficiency right now is just under 300, so it's very, very good numbers for a true freshman in her first full season at the varsity level. And then on the flip side, if you look at the Harlan Cyclones, again, a lot of juniors and seniors. You may see a sophomore sprinkled in there tonight, but for the most part, you're going to see juniors and seniors playing in the games. And they've got Sophie Hendricks is a senior. She's a three kills per set kid. Claire Schmitz and Lauren McLaughlin, they're about 1.5 kills per set as well. So we'll take a short break as we look forward to this matchup, and we'll see you here after a word from our local sponsors.
Corporation in Shenandoah is growing. Pella is a family-owned company and has a strong heritage that started in 1925. Pella offers a strong benefit package, competitive wages, quarterly bonuses, profit sharing, and more. Pella has a decreased overtime schedule. You'll never work on Sundays, and you will have at least 2 Saturdays off each month to spend more time with your family. Go to careers.pella.com to see what jobs are available and apply today. Experience is not necessary, as Pella will provide training. Pella is an equal opportunity employer.
Building your vision is what they help do at Miller Building Supply, Shenandoah. Once you've picked your project, comes the supply list. Miller Building Supply is a full-line lumberyard with electrical, plumbing, and hardware departments and all the tools needed to get the job done. Windows, doors, countertops, tub and shower units, kitchen and bath cabinets, and a fresh coat of paint. Yup, they have all that too. And if you have a question, they work hard to get you an answer. Miller Building Supply in Shenandoah. Don't just dream it. Build it.
Welcome back into Shenandoah, ladies and gentlemen. For the Cyclones, they've started the same kids all 10 matches this season. That's going to be number 1, Lauren McLaughlin. She's a junior. Number 3, junior Madison Giergard. Number 4, senior Sophie Hendricks. Number 5, Delaney Wegner. She's also a senior. Senior Shelby Sisson is number 6 in your programs. Number 11, Macy Schmitz. She'll be your setter tonight. And then number 13, senior Jordan Heese. It looks to me like they're getting all set up and ready to rock and roll. The officials are making sure both teams are lined up in the appropriate rotations. And your libero, Madison Giergard, is coming into the game right away for Claire Schmitz. For the Phillies, your libero, Macy Finley. Got it right this time. The last broadcast, it was a different name a couple of times. But we're ready to rock and roll. The officials call it into play. Lauren McLaughlin back to serve for the Cyclones. Good tough serve right off the tape. Finley gets it to Athan, and right into the net is Lene Green. So first point of the match goes the way of the Cyclones. So good hard serve. It's good pass from Finley to Ethan. Just mishit right off the net. Point for the Cyclones. McLaughlin had the serve go right off the side of her hand. And so it's 1-1 as we get into our first serve, and it's Peyton Ethan who was the first server. The last broadcast we had against Dennis and Schleswig, she did a very good job in that match, serving all night. Her first serve right into the back row. Gets a good set with a tip, and then down the block for Lene Green. Lene Green gets the block. That's a very good start so far for the young Phillies. Peyton Nathan gets another good serve. A little bit of a bad set, but a good job to get the ball in as they continue the volley. And off the block is Hendricks, and Hendricks is their go-to. She's their go-to outside hitter. They set her up twice that time, and she took it down the second time around. First time wasn't the best set, so they were able to get it right that second time around. Serve goes into Hodges, and Burdorf just has to kind of flick it over. There's a middle set. Good save in there by Ethan. Keeps the ball alive, and the back tip goes out of bounds. So it's a good idea. Good idea there from Schmitz, Macy Schmitz, a senior, just out of bounds. So 3-2, the Phillies have the early advantage, and one of the two seniors on the roster, Brooklyn Black, comes in to serve for the Phillies. Good solid serve right into the middle. Little back set. Second pass gets to Hodges. Hodges gets it over, and we're playing a little volleyball here. Nice block attempt, but Hendricks right off the side of the block. Second time that's happened. I spoke with Coach Comstock yesterday, and that's one thing that she had talked about. She wanted to try to force Hendricks into going to the middle. Said she really likes to go to the outside right down the line. And you can tell by their block, they're really trying to get her to do that, but she's just hitting it right off the side of the block. So it's a 4-3 matchup right now, early in set one. And back serving still for Harlan is the libero, Madison Giergard. Giergard gets a serve. It's a deep serve. Brooklyn Black gets it into Ethan. Ethan with a back set. Lene Green dumps it over. Gets it to Giergard, who gets it over to Hendricks. Nice dig by Black, and then the deep. That's what you get when you give Macy Finley the third shot. She had those a couple of times in the first outing. She gets a kill from the back row. So Macy Finley doing a good job. Peyton Ethan getting the assist on the play. Lene Green back to serve. Good serve right to the libero. A little back set to the right side. And it's down just a little tip. And Hendricks gets her third kill of the match. So Lene Green's going to come out of the ball game now, and Finley's going to check back in. Hendricks back to serve. Gets a nice hard serve with some little top spin. Gets it to Ethan. Ethan to Morris, and can't get it over. Good block there by the Cyclones. It was a good setup. Morris had a good hit. Just right into the block. So 6-4 is the score. Early still in set one. Nice deep serve by Hendricks. A bump set. Burdorf gets it off the block. McLaughlin put it down. Now we're tight set and a tip over by Hodges. Good job. Keep the play alive. Back row kill attempt by Hendricks is out of bounds, side out, and the Mustangs will take over. That's the first actually hitting error from Hendricks tonight. She's been pretty clean early on. But a 6-5 game. Aaliyah Parker's checking in to serve for Ethan. So when Ethan plays the front row, that's when Parker will come in. She'll play those three rotations. And she does a good job in reserve. Nice float serve, and that's in. That's an ace, and we'll take it. First ace of the night for either side. as Leah Parker gets the ace on the play. Parker back to serve again, all tied at 6. Hendricks bumps it up to the setter. McLaughlin gets it down, but a good save, good dig by Parker. Off the block and can't handle it. So the side out. Ball goes back over to the Cyclones. Parker had a very nice diving dig there to save that ball. Just a nice little volley back and forth. Back to serve for the Cyclones is Macy Schmitz. Gets it to Hodges. Not exactly a perfect pass, a little out of system. Black just has to save it and get it over on the free ball. Nice kill right off of the, looked like the thumb, kind of looked like maybe jammed Macy's thumb there as Delaney Wagner gets the kill for the Cyclones. Looks like Finley tried to set that. Came at her pretty quick. She couldn't handle it. That's a better pass this time. The set is up, but just too tall. Timing a little off there for Hodges on the back set. So it's going to be a point to the Cyclones, 9-6. Harlan with the early advantage. Serve by Schmitz goes right off the side of her hand. It'll be a second service error of the first set for the Cyclones. So side out, and Hodges will be serving. Down by two early in the first. Hodges gets it over. Not exactly a perfect pass, but the other Schmitz gets it in, just drops it right into no man's land, and that's going to be a 10-7 score. So the side out. The taller of the Schmitzes, Claire Schmitz, she comes back to the service line as well. 10-7 is the score. Schmitz gets a serve to Finley. A little back set, little slide from Rogers, but Rogers was in the net. They ran that slide play a couple of times in the Dennis and Schleswig game. Their timing's starting to get a little bit better as the season's going on. And that time it was Carolyn Rogers in for the first time tonight. Schmitz gets the serve down. Finley on the back set. Morris, a little tip over. We're still playing volleyball. Back set and out of bounds as Wagner just hit it a little too far. So it's a side out, and it's a 3-point game here in the first set. Macy Finley will be the server in this rotation for the Phillies, and she did a heck of a job in that first game that we broadcast in the service line. From the service line, another tight serve to the net, and no one home on that one. We did call in the net, though. So that's going to end up being a point for the Cyclones. We kind of bailed them out that time. It didn't look like they were going to get that ball over. Just a little too tight to the net on that pass from Tiergard to the setter. Back to serve. We've got number 2, which I don't have in my program, for the Cyclones. Serve goes to Finley. Nice pass to Parker. Middle set to Kate Lance. Just a little dump over. And then a back row kill attempt, but that ball is down. The back row kill attempt extends Harlan's lead to their biggest lead of the match so far, 13-8. Again, about halfway through this first set. Third service error of the night of this first set for Harlan, kind of keeping the Phillies in the ball game. They're keeping them in the set. If we can take advantage, we have had some very good success at the service line, and Coach Comstock did talk to me about that last night or yesterday in the afternoon when we visited over the phone about wanting to be aggressive with those serves. They felt like they kind of lost that this weekend, and it looks like we're doing a much better job of that, attacking the serves. Hendricks gets that in right in between the two defenders in the back row for the Phillies, and it's a 14-9 first set. Cyclones with the lead. Delaney Wagner is back to serve, the lefty. Nice tight serve. That's a tough pass, tight to the net. Athan can't do anything with it, and that's another point to extend the lead, a 6-point lead, and we'll have a timeout on the floor. First timeout of the match for either side. We'll be back in about 30 seconds. You're listening to Fuller Digital Solutions YouTube live stream, Phillies Volleyball.
Heritage Bank is proud to be a locally owned community bank. We have been committed to our community and meeting the financial needs of our customers since 1873. We are confident that our knowledgeable staff can help you make informed decisions about your financial needs no matter how big or small. Let us show you how rewarding a relationship with First Heritage Bank can be. Stop in at one of our 2 locations, or you can find out more information at www.fhbshen.com. First Heritage Bank is a proud supporter of Shenandoah High School athletics. Go Shen, member FDIC.
Welcome back into Shenandoah High School at Rexroth Court. It's 15 to 9, a 6-point lead for the Harlan Cyclones as we're just coming out of our first timeout of the first set. As Wegner is back still to serve for the Cyclones. Another nice serve, tight to the net. Good pass by Lene Green. Passing to the outside hitter, Burdorf, and Burdorf just hits it right off of her hand. Just out of bounds, right off the inside of her hand there. This, again, point and serve continued for Wegner and the Cyclones. It's a little float serve. Green's getting picked on here, but she's doing a good job. Gets it to Lance on the back set. Good power hit there by Lance on the right side. Free ball over. Finley gets it to Athan, a middle set that time, and as Green got it over. Hendricks going for lower in the boom, and nobody there. Just a little bit tight was Hodges there on that backside. Nobody home on the backside, and Hendricks gets her 5th kill of the first set. So 17 to 9 the score. Wegner serves it in. That's a nice hard serve. Hodges gets it to the outside hitter, Burdorf, off the block. Wegner gets it over to the center, and Hendricks puts it down again. If it's working, don't go away from it, and that's what they're doing. That's kill number 6 of the first set for Hendricks. They have found something that works, have the Cyclones, and they're going right to it. We're sending 2 blockers to Hendricks, but she's still getting it done. Lance puts it down this time. Again, 2 real hard hits for Lance. Looks like her timing is coming back. Nice hit again, but a good dig by Hodges. We got to get it over on the free ball. Harlan goes middle, and it's off the block and out of bounds. So we're 19-9. It's a 10-point advantage for the Cyclones. Wegner's been serving here for, it's probably her 6th or 7th serve in a row. They're doing a good job of getting the kills down and getting it off the block. Burdorf with the tip. Good coverage by Wegner. Outside hit. A little bit of a bad set, but a double hit it looked like from Burdorf. And that'll count. That'll count as a point. So 20 to 9 is the score. Looks like in the game for the first time tonight is going to be Genevieve Jones. She'll check in for Burdorf. Finley gets the pass, and Athan had to go a long ways, so get out of system a little bit. A little bit of a sloppy back and forth here, but they're gathering themselves. Lance throws it down right off the tape, and that's a much-needed point. Much-needed point for the Phillies. Lance gets her first kill of the set after 4 tries. Athan picks up her 2nd assist of the set. Brooklyn Black checks into serve for the 2nd time of the match in a 20 to 10-point deficit for the Phillies. Black gets it in, nice float serve. They get it to the setter in the back set and out of bounds. That was Sisson hitting it out of bounds, and that's 2 consecutive points. Just going a little bit of a run here. And Black's back to serve again, down by 9 in the first set. Pass goes to Wagner, and off the block again and out of bounds. Sisson that time hits it off the block and out of bounds, and again a 10-point advantage, 21-11, as Giergard is back to serve for the Cyclones. The lefty again, nice serve. Blank gets it, a nice pass to Athan, a bump set and a free ball over. And Schmitz throws it down. That was a little slide there. A little slide there for the Cyclones, and Schmitz gets her 2nd kill of the set. And another nice assist by Macy Schmitz. She's doing a good job of getting her hitters involved and mixing it up. Not just going to Hendricks, kind of going all over the place. It keeps the Phillies guessing. Off the block, but it's still alive, and Athan gets it over. It was a good, strong attempt. And this time, again, off the block. The Phillies give them some credit here. They're getting there on the block. It's off high hands, but it's just going off high hands and out of bounds. 23-11 is the score. Giergard back to serve again. It's another nice serve. Tough play by Athan, but she did a good job of getting it over on two. And Hendricks gets it over. Black gets it to Athan, the back set to Jones. Jones timing a little off there, so not as hard of a hit as she probably could have had. Green gets a stuff there, and the play's still alive. Athan trying to keep it in play. It's a free ball over. Black gets it over. Nice rally going right now between the two sides. And we had a little in the net again, this time by the Phillies. Looks like that would have been Genevieve Jones they're calling in the net. So it's going to be set point here for Giergard and the Cyclones. 24-11 is the score. And Brooklyn Black doesn't get it to the setter, but gets it over. A little out of system again for the Phillies. Hendricks trying to end the set, but right off of the kind of the fat of her hand there, the palm of her hand. And it's a side out, so it's 24-12. It's going to be Lene Green back to serve for the Phillies, down 12 in set number one. Good serve. Schmitz gets it to Hendricks, who off the block and down. So that's going to be the end of set one, ladies and gentlemen. Harlan came out and established themselves in set one. Nice time for Coach Comstock and company to regroup and hope for a better result in set number two. We'll be back after a word from our local sponsors in about a minute and a half.
Digital Solutions started small, but now we're growing as FDS provides live streaming coverage for over 20 schools across 3 different states on our Fuller Digital Solutions YouTube channel. Subscribe to get notified when we go live for your school events. Big events are captured live, and your business can get noticed with advertising during our live streams. Local talent and camera operators are encouraged to contact us too for future employment. No experience necessary. We will train. For information about advertising or working with Fuller Digital Solutions, email us and follow us on Facebook.
This very moment, a board-certified general surgeon will be leading her team in the removal of her patient's gallbladder. In this newly remodeled surgical suite, she'll use the latest technology and small laparoscopic incisions for a quicker recovery time. In a couple of weeks, the patient will have a pain-free and normal life again. These are the things that happen here every day. The new surgical center at Shenandoah Medical Center. Your health is our mission.
Sorensen Auto Plaza, Southwest Iowa's #1 provider of used vehicles. New inventory alert, a 2011 Cadillac SRX Premium with all-wheel drive, super clean leather interior, 106,000 miles and more. You can buy here and pay here. Sorensen Auto Plaza is the bank. Get fast, easy financing. Buy with peace of mind. Stop by Sorensen Auto Plaza in Shenandoah today.
Welcome back into Shenandoah High School at Rexroth Court. As the Doug Meyer Chevrolet scoreboard lets you know, Harlan leads the match 1-0 as we get set for set number two. Big story in that first set, 7 kills unofficially for Sophie Hendricks. She was all over the place, but the setter there, it was Macy Schmitz. She did a very good job of getting all of her hitters involved, and the block for Shenandoah was there, but they were just hitting, Cyclones were just hitting high hands, and it was going out of bounds or just kind of off to where we couldn't make a play. So Shenandoah will get the serve first in the second set. Athan gets a set away, and at first attempt is down for the Cyclones. That's Sisson. Shelby Sisson gets it down for a kill. She had 2 or 3 kills in that first set. I had her for 2 in the first set, so that'll be 3 unofficially for her for the entire match. It's going to be McLaughlin back to serve for the Cyclones. Gets a good serve. Green gets it, and it's off to Bergdorf, but out of bounds and no touch. It's just, from where I'm sitting at, it just kind of looks like the Phillies' timing for some of our hitters was just a little off. Not getting the ball at the apex and kind of coming down when they're swinging, as making that ball float a little bit. And into the net is McLaughlin there. That's a service error for the side out. It's 2-1 as the Phillies will get the serve again, and it'll be Brooklyn Black to serve for the third time tonight. Get the senior back there, get some feel good in us, get a little bit of a rally going. We'll see where it leads. Good serve by Black as they get it to their setter. The middle hit, and this time off the block and down. Ashlyn Hodges gets the block. That's her first block of the match. That's the second block of the match for the Phillies as Lene Green had one in the first. So it's all tied up at 2 early in the second set. Brooklyn Black back to serve. Nice serve. Gets it again. A good pass to the setter. And Hendricks, again, off the block and down. That's another kill. That's 8 for the match so far for Hendricks. Wegner back to serve, and that was kind of where it all went wrong for the Phillies in the first, was when Wegner was back to serve. Off the inside there of Berdorf's hand, just not quite there right now. Just take a deep breath, and it's just a 2-point game here. Wegner to serve again. Nice little float serve, and that thing just died at the end, and that's an ace. That's an ace. It just ate up Finley. Nothing really she could do there. Kind of knuckleballed in and just dropped. So 5-2 is the score. Wegner's clearly got some English on that serve. Black gets it over to Athan. Just a little miscommunication there with Green. Gets it over, and Hendricks brings it down. But a good dig by Black. A little tight to the net. Good recovery by Athan. And it gets it to Hodges, and it drops down for a 5-3 deficit as they get the side out, and Lene Green will be back to serve for the Phillies. And one of their 4 freshmen in the rotation is Lene Green. Green gets the serve over. It's a nice serve. They get it to Schmitz. And just try to tip attempt there by Sisson, but it wasn't there, and get a point. And it's a 1-point game here, 5-4 in set number 2. Little float serve for Green there. Sisson tight to the net, and she drops it down. You get that tight pass. It's just a good court awareness by Schmitz to just drop it over her head. It wasn't quite a dunk, but just kind of tip it over on the second hit, and it goes down. Giergard back to serve in a 2-point ball game in set number 2. Middle hit attempt, but everybody was a little too tight to the net there, and that block went all the way back in the second row. That was Claire Schmitz with the block. Again, good set, good hit, just a better block. 7-4 is the score. The Cyclones with a 3-point advantage here in set number 2. Giergard back to serve. Little float serve. Gets it over to Hodges, who gets to the outside. And Morris, the senior. We needed it. That's those seniors. There's not many of them, but having that senior leadership, and Cassidy Morris gets her first kill of the match. And Aaliyah Parker's in now for Athan as she'll take over the front row duties and the setting duties. Back to serve. It's an overpass and down. Kill for Hodges. So it's again back to a 1-point game. That first set ending might have been the best thing to happen to the Phillies. They could take a deep breath, decompress. It's just one set. It's a 5-set match. You get out of the first one, get into the second one. So nice job there by Hodges to get the kill. Good serve by Parker. A little bump set, and Hendricks gets it off the block, but this time Finley takes care of it. We're back over to the Harlan side. Tough pass and into the net, and we're all square. It's 7 apiece. So a nice little 3-point run here for the Phillies as they even up set number 2. Set number 1 was a 13-point loss, so this is a significantly better showing in this second set for the Phillies. Good serve there by, just out of bounds. It looked good. They're just tailing away at the end. So a side out, first service error of the match for the Phillies. So it's 8-7 with Hendricks back to serve for the Cyclones. Hendricks just kind of hit it just in a funky way there, and it's another service here. It's the 5th service here of the match for Harlan to just 1 for Shenandoah. And it looks like it's going to be Ashlyn Hodges back to serve for the Phillies. Hodges gets a good tight serve to the net and nearly got an ace out of that, but good play by Schmitz to just make a play on it. Finley gets it to your setter Parker. Tight set to the net, and Rogers has to just try to tip it over. Free ball, good play by Morris just to get it over. That middle block wasn't there in time, and Schmitz knocks it down. Good little volley back and forth, but in the end, it was Claire Schmitz bringing it down, and Harlan regains the lead 9-8 in set number 2. Macy Schmitz is the setter, is back to serve now for the Cyclones in a 1-point game, set number 2. Right to Finley, gets a perfect pass to Parker, and Lance throws it down, but a good play by Macy Schmitz. Macy Schmitz came to play tonight in Shenandoah. That was a heck of a hit and a good dig. Good reaction time by the Harlan setter. It's a 2-point game with Schmitz still set to serve for the Cyclones. Finley gets a good pass to Parker, running the slide again with Rogers, and this time it's off the block and down. They've run that slide play with Rogers twice. She looks a lot more comfortable running that than what we've seen in the past, at least early in the season from the Phillies, and the timing was a lot better there off the block, off the tape, and out of bounds. Finley with a nice tight serve to the net, and Schmitz to Schmitz, and Finley gets it. And just a free ball over. A little bit of a difficult pass this time, but a back row attempt for Schmitz gets pulled up. Nice dig by Finley. Finley, the back row attack. Overpass, and Green hammer that thing down. Got to hammer that thing down. Don't tip that thing. You got to hammer that down. Lance couldn't do anything with it, and it goes into the net and side out. So it's 11-9. Cyclones will get the serve. We had a chance there, that overpass, and Lene Green, just hit that thing inside the 10-foot line there. Claire Schmitz back to serve and almost into the net. And that's what she needed to do. Sisson did it. The senior for Harlan showed the freshman from Shenandoah. That's how you hit an overpass. That's a nice play. And Lene Green's got a lot of good volleyball left in front of her. And she did it earlier in the match. Just a little tentative, at least in that exchange. Schmidt gets it over. A little more of a float serve. Tough pass for Parker, and a little, just the timing just a little off for Green as it goes into the net, and it's another point for the Cyclones. We'll have a timeout on the floor. 13-9 is the score. Harlan with a 4-point lead. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Inch of your body puts pressure on one place, your feet. So give your feet everything they could ask for by walking in to Brown Shoe Fit Shenandoah. Shoes for every occasion, boots for any situation, and above all, the right fit for you. After all, Brown Shoe Fit has been fitting feet for over 100 years. The only downside, so many shoes to choose from and only 2 feet. Great service, great selection, a great fit every time at Brown Shoe Fit, downtown Shenandoah.
Welcome back into the Shenandoah Gymnasium at Rex Roth Court. We're in set number 2. It's 1-0 currently, then set leads for the Harlan Cyclones. It's a 4-point game or set here in set number 2. Much more competitive set in set number 2. Set 1 went the way of the Cyclones, and a 13-point win there, 25-12. Claire Schmidt still back to serve. Gets the serve to Hodges. Hodges gets it to Parker, and Lance has to just tip it over. We're going to go to the outside this time, and McLaughlin. McLaughlin just dumps it over, and that's a tough play. We'll call a lift on that one for Rogers. A little out of system there at the end of that point, and just looked a little uncomfortable, and the point and possession stays with the Cyclones. So Claire Schmitz still back to serve. That's a nice hard serve. And Hodges does a good job on the receive. And the back row attack from Finley might have been out of bounds. Schmitz saves it. And it's off the block and down. Wegner gets it right off the block there on the side, and it's out of bounds. The block of Parker and Green, again, was there, but they're trying to take away the middle, and they're just hitting it right off the block and down. Into the net and side out. So that's what Shenandoah needed. Stop the rally. And it's a 5-point game. You're still within striking distance. Just go on a little bit of a serving run, and you got Peyton Nathan back there to serve for the Phillies. And Peyton Nathan's been one of the better servers on the team. Has the second best serving percentage on the team at just under 97% for the season so far. She gets the serve in, and it goes back to the Cyclones as McLaughlin throws it down, and it's a 16-10 ball game with side out. The Cyclones will have the serve again. So 16-10 the score on the Doug Meyer Chevrolet scoreboard as the Cyclones have the serve. Serve is a deep serve. Findlay makes a nice pass. Parker gets a back row hit attempt for Hodges. A little dunk and down. Just a little chip miscommunication there, just maybe missed timing, but it paid off. The block was there. You had two there, and nobody in the back row was able to come up in time to make that save. So 17-10 is your score, set number 2. Harlan back to serve again. And the serve is now a little bit of a shorter serve. Lene Green gets it to your setter, Ethan. Lance had the hit attempt, but it just went right off this inside of her hand, and that's about the 4th or 5th time we've seen the Phillies hitters just kind of right off this inside of their hand. Just don't look as comfortable as they did in that first match of the season. A little bit of a float serve, and it goes out of bounds in the back, so side out. An 18-11 score as Brooklyn Black will come in for Kate Lance, and Black will be back to serve. The senior hopefully can get us on a little bit of a run here. We can claw back into this thing and make this second set a little bit tighter. Black gets a good serve down. Schmitz gets it into the middle, and Sisson off the block. That's the second hit, and it's down. It hit off of the libero, then it hit off of another Cyclone. So if somebody else would have hit it, it would have had to have gone over. We'll call that a block, and we'll call that a point. And the serve is still with the Phillies. 18-12 the score. Brooklyn Black still back to serve. The top official blows the whistle. We're ready for play. Black gets a nice serve down tight to the net. Oh, a little bit of an overpass. I mean, Green had the little block tip there and just had to free ball it over. 8th and middle set, and Green hit it, but off the block of Sisson. Just a back and forth rally this time. One of the first ones of these we've had tonight. Both sides doing a good job of rallying to the ball here. When we get it over, just couldn't get it over. Lene Green tried to get her over there just off the fingertips and hit the tape, and the tape was unkind as it rolled onto the wrong side there, as it's a side out, and it's a 19-12 score. And back to serve number 5 for the Cyclones. That's Delaney Wagner, and she's the one that gets the dig attempt. And Hendricks off the block and down. No, not off the block, excuse me, off the tape and down. So that time, Hendricks hit it right off the tape, no block touch, and it's side out for the Phillies. Lene Green back to serve. 19-13 is the score. Good serve into the back left corner. Schmitz gets it to Hendricks. Hendricks off the dig attempt from Green and out of bounds, and it's a side out again. Back and forth, here we go. 20-13, the Cyclones extend the lead to 7. Madison Djurgard back, the junior libero. It's a nice serve. Green, a little bit of an overpass, and she's going to pay for it. Claire Schmitz drops it down. Those overpasses, and both sides have had those overpasses, but Harlan's been able to take advantage of the mistakes tonight, at least so far through the first set, almost 2 sets in the match. Djurgard again back to serve. 8-point game right off the tape. Hodges gets it to Ethan. Ethan had to run a little ways. Just tipped over by Burdorf. Schmitz gets it to Hendricks. Not a great set, and down. Good block by Burdorf. As we get the side out, it's a 7-point ball game. Harlan 4 points away from taking set 2. We have a substitution on the floor. It's going to be Parker coming in, and looks like Rogers coming into the game. With Rogers in the game, we've seen it twice already tonight, that little slide on the right side, so maybe we'll see that again, kind of get the rally started. Aaliyah Parker with a nice lefty serve, nice strong serve. The back set to Hendricks, but it's too long and out of bounds. 21-15. Again, a much more competitive second set. I don't know, maybe there were jitters. They didn't get off to the hottest start, so maybe they were pressing a little bit in that first set, but they played a lot better here in the second set, and it's been a much more competitive match. Service error there for Aaliyah Parker is side out. It's 22-15 score. And back to serve is Sophie Hendricks for the Cyclones. Nice strong serve. Black gets it to Parker. A little tip from Hodges. And Claire Schmitz puts it down. Off the dig attempt by Lene Green and off the back wall. So 23-15 score, 8-point game, 2 points away from taking a commanding 2-0 lead in Shenandoah. And a service error from Hendricks, her second of the set, as that goes off the middle of the net and down. And it's a side out. And back to serve for the Phillies is Ashlyn Hodges. Another one of those Fab Four freshmen there for the Phillies. And Hodges gets a nice hard serve, a tight serve or tight set to the net there. McLaughlin couldn't do anything with it. And it's another point there for Shenandoah. So all of a sudden, just a 6-point ball game. Just a 6-point set as Hodges back to serve. And Hodges, very firm serve, we'll put it that way. This is a very firm serve. There's the overpass, and there is the kill attempt on the overpass. And it just gets him out of system enough that you end up getting the miss hit and the score. So that was the senior Cassidy Morris taking advantage of the overpass. Just again, something that these young kids, these young Phillies are going to learn as they get some more varsity experience. Hendricks in the back row. Good set by Mason Schmitz, and another kill for Sophie Hendricks. So it's going to be set point, 24-18. Macy Schmitz is back to try to serve for the set for the Harlan Cyclones. Good serve. Rogers does a good job of getting a nice pass to the setter, and there's Morris off the block high. Good save by Hendricks, and Hendricks free balls it over. Rogers to Parker. Parker to the outside hitter Lance, and Lance hammered it down. It was off the middle, and that's going to be a point. It was off the divider, and then it went over the net. So that's a point for the Phillies and a side out. So it's a 5-point match here, 5-point set here in set number 2, 24-19. And Macy Finley back to serve. Finley with a good serve, and this time it goes off the divider and stays on Harlan's side. But again, like they have all night, Claire Schmitz hits it off the block and just gets the Phillies out of position to where they can't make that play. So set number 2 also goes the way of the Cyclones as they take a commanding 2-0 lead here in Shenandoah. We will take a short break, and we'll be back for set number 3 at Rex Roth Court.
Corporation in Shenandoah is growing. Pella is a family-owned company and has a strong heritage that started in 1925. Pella offers a strong benefit package, competitive wages, quarterly bonuses, profit sharing, and more. Pella has a decreased overtime schedule. You'll never work on Sundays, and you will have at least 2 Saturdays off each month to spend more time with your family. Go to careers.pella.com to see what jobs are available and apply today. Experience is not necessary, as Pella will provide training. Pella is an equal opportunity employer.
19.
Building your vision is what they help do at Miller Building Supply, Shenandoah. Once you've picked your project, comes the supply list. Miller Building Supply is a full-line lumberyard with electrical, plumbing, and hardware departments and all the tools needed to get the job done. Windows, doors, countertops, tub and shower units, kitchen and bath cabinets, and a fresh coat of paint. Yup, they have all that too. And if you have a question, they work hard to get you an answer. Miller Building Supply in Shenandoah. Don't just dream it. Build it. Heritage Bank is proud to be a locally owned community bank. We have been committed to our community and meeting the financial needs of our customers since 1873. We are confident that our knowledgeable staff can help you make informed decisions about your financial needs no matter how big or small. Let us show you how rewarding a relationship with First Heritage Bank can be. Stop in at one of our 2 locations, or you can find out more information at www.fhbshen.com. First Heritage Bank is a proud supporter of Shenandoah High School athletics. Go Shen, member FDIC.
Welcome back into Shenandoah at Rex Roth Court. We are about set for set number 3 here in Shenandoah between your Shenandoah Phillies and the Harlan Cyclones. Harlan, as you can see from the Doug Meyer Chevrolet scoreboard, is up 2-0, and they are set to serve to start the 3rd set. It'll be Lauren McLaughlin, the junior, back to serve to start the 3rd set as the Phillies set up and serve receive. The top official blows the whistle, and we're set to go in set 3. McLaughlin gets a good set over to Green, who gets it to 8th in the setter, and just a little tip attempt, and it goes down on the Phillies side. So point right away for the Cyclones as they try to end it quick here in Shenandoah. Phillies trying to scrap and claw, force 5 sets, but you can't get to 5 sets without getting the 3rd. McLaughlin gets another set or serve over. Nice pass, kind of a funky pass, but it was a good pass and then a good hit attempt, but just out of bounds on that one there. So 2-0 early lead in the 3rd set for Harlan as McLaughlin again back to serve, the junior for the Cyclones. And off the tape and down. So that the tape has been unkind for the Phillies tonight as we've had a couple of them on our side hit that tape and roll back to our side, whereas this time Harlan had one hit off the tape and fall back on our side. But this time McLaughlin hits it into the net. We get the side out, 3-1 ball game, and the serve will go to the freshman Peyton Athan. Athan, again, as we had mentioned earlier in the broadcast, about a 97% server. She's had 7 aces on the year, about a half an ace per set. So she's done a good job at the service line. Tough play for Athan. Again, a tough play all around. It was a tough dig by Green. Athan made a tough play on the second pass, and then Lance just really didn't have a lot to do with that one. That was a tough play. A lot out of system there. Good job by the Cyclones, and they'll serve again. They're serving Green a lot tonight. She's done a good job of getting the pass into the setter in a pretty good spot. Hendricks puts it down again, and nobody's home on the opposite side. It's another kill for Hendricks. I have her for 11, and again, that's unofficial. But, I mean, anytime you get into double-digit kills in just one set plus 6 points, you're doing a good job. It's a good hard serve in there by Wegner, and it's just a good job by the Phillies just to get it over. And again, Hendricks, she's lower in the boom right now in Shenandoah in Page County, and that's kill number 12 to my tally. I also have Claire Schmitz with 7 kills to lead the Harlan Cyclones. Green gets it to Athan to Burdorf, and that one's just over the line and out of bounds. 7-1 the score, as the Cyclones will continue to serve after the timeout. So Coach Comstock's going to take a timeout, 7-1. It's still early, but got to settle the troops down and try to play some better volleyball here as we get going here in the 3rd set. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Sorensen Auto Plaza, Southwest Iowa's #1 provider of used vehicles. New inventory alert, a 2011 Cadillac SRX Premium with all-wheel drive, super clean leather interior, 106,000 miles and more. You can buy here and pay here. Sorensen Auto Plaza is the bank. Get fast, easy financing. Buy with peace of mind. Stop by Sorensen Auto Plaza in Shenandoah today.
And we're back into Shenandoah High School Gymnasium at Rex Roth Court. We're just about ready to return to play. It's a 7-1 score in set number 3. With a young team like the Phillies are, you're going to have some games like Game 1 where there's a lot of emotion and you're playing like your hair's on fire, and then on the flip side, you're going to have games where the moment may not be too big, but you just can't get out of your own way, or you just can't seem to make the breakthrough play. And this is going to be one of those character-building games, one of those, what can we get from this games, and I think Phillies will be better for it in the long run. We had an in-the-net call, and that's going to be on, looks like Lene Green there, and it's going to be another point for the Cyclones, so an 8-1 score for the Cyclones as Wegner, again, she has served seemingly all match. She's been back there serving all match. And that is an out call by the side judge, and it's going to be a side out, and a much-needed side out for the Phillies. So we get Wegner off of the service line, and we get our senior, Brooklyn Black, back to serve for the Phillies. So 8-2 the score. Black back to serve. Nice high serve, kind of ate up the Cyclone defender there, and not much Hendricks could do on that one. Falling away, wasn't able to jump, and it gets the hitting error and gets another point for the Phillies. So Phillies, again, just trying to claw back, get some positives going, to get some feel good, something you can watch on film to build on going into the remainder of the season, because there's still a lot of season to go for this Phillies team. Nice hit, but just off of the side of the dig attempt from Ethan. Didn't really have her feet set. Kind of swung her arms out to the side there and just went right off the arms. And it's a side out and a 9-3 score as Giergaard is back to serve the junior libero for the Cyclones. Good libero to libero. Giergaard to Finley. A little float or a little slide attempt by Burdorf. Timing wasn't great, and Hendricks made him pay. Ball's down. That's another kill for Hendricks. It was a good. I love the slide. The slide's great because you get the block out of position. But yeah, if the pass isn't right where it needs to be, or the person doing the slide isn't where she's supposed to be, sometimes that timing just doesn't allow for a really good kill attempt. That was Hodges puts it down, and there's a nice dig in the back row there. But Hendricks finishes it up, cleans up the mess on the left side, and that's another kill for Hendricks. So 11-3 is the score. Set number 3. As Madison Giergaard is back again to serve. Little float serve right in between the front and the back rows, and a little miscommunication between freshmen and sophomores, and the ball drops. That's an ace for the libero. A little bit of a changeup for her, kind of not a full swing there, just kind of a half swing, little float serve, and it landed in a perfect spot, that Bermuda Triangle that we talk about. Hodges gets it to the libero, and then a little push there from Hodges, and it gets back over to Hendricks, and this time the block of Green and Burdorf get it done, and it's a side out, and Green will be back to serve. So 12-4 is the score, 8-point game, set number 3. As you can see from the Doug Meyer Chevrolet scoreboard, Harlan leads the match 2-0. Lene Green gets a nice deep serve, gets into Schmitz, over to Hendricks, and she just has to free ball it over. Ethan with a back row attack attempt for Lene Green. And Hendricks again, and she put it down, and that's right on the line in the back row. Hendricks is having herself a match. I've got her for 15 kills so far in the first 2.5 sets, so she's doing a very good job for the Cyclones. But from the service line, she has had her struggles. That's the third or fourth service error for Hendricks. You can forgive her for the amount of kills that she's had. But side out, it's 13-5 as Parker is back to serve now for the Phillies. Parker gets a nice serve over. Hendricks to Schmitz, and a slide this time for the Cyclones, and Schmitz to Schmitz. It was a pretty slide, and it goes down. Macy Schmitz is now back to serve. 9-point game, set number 3. And that serve kind of ate up Hodges, but they were able to free ball it over, keep the point alive. Two Cyclones went for that one, but gets over. It wasn't a double hit. We're still playing, and that's a little free ball. Again, Schmitz gets it over. A miscommunication, but we get it over and out. Just both sides on that point were just a little out of sorts, a little out of system, and that one ended the way of the Cyclones. And the second timeout of the third set goes for the Phillies as they're down by 10, 15-5. We'll be right back after about 30 seconds.
This very moment, a board-certified orthopedic surgeon is on his way to a newly remodeled surgical suite where he'll scrub up and dress into infection-free equipment and begin a surgery to give his patient a replacement knee. With the help of a knowledgeable staff and the latest technology, he'll give this man hope for a normal life again without walking in pain. These are the things that happen here every day. The new surgical center at Shenandoah Medical Center. Your health is our mission.
Welcome back into Shenandoah at Rex Roth Court. We are ready for action as Macy Schmitz gets the serve in, and it's an ace off the arm of Hodges, and it's an 11-point game in the third set. Cyclones with a commanding lead in the match, and right now double digits ahead of this young Phillies team. Another hard serve. She's got a little side spin on it just from up here looking at the way the ball spins as Hodges gets the kill down, and that was a much-needed kill for these Phillies. They haven't had a lot of success in the kill game, in the attack game. I do have Hodges for her third kill of the match, and she's leading the bunch in kills on the match. And Hodges is back to serve, but just over the end line, and it's a side out. So 17-6 is the score. And I said this about Green earlier, where she's got a lot of good volleyball left in her, and Hodges the same way, and same thing with all of these young Phillies. A lot of solid volleyball left in their futures in a Philly uniform. Claire Schmitz is back to serve. Checking in is Ellie Innocent, the junior. She'll be back in to play, I'm assuming, the remainder of the set for the Cyclones. Tight pass, and Parker just couldn't get out of the net. A little bit of an overpass there by the back row there for the Phillies, and Parker just couldn't. You got to try to get to the pass, but you also got to try to stay out of the net, and sometimes it's hard to do both when that pass is as tight as it was to the net. So 18-6 the score. Claire Schmitz with 8 kills on the night that I have. She could have more, she could have less. I'm just kind of jotting notes as I go. But she's played a solid match, her and Hendricks both. And Schmitz gets a serve in, and it's an ace. Just off the side, just kind of shanked the pass. And that doesn't happen very often in the matches that I've seen so far with Finley. She's a very good passer. It's the reason why she's the libero. Just ate her up that time and just live to fight another point here. So 19-6 the score. Nice tight serve to the net. Parker, tight set, nobody home on the backside. There were 2 Phillies there, Rogers and Morris. Looked like Morris was expecting there to be a slight attempt, and looked like Rogers was expecting Morris to take care of it. So 20-6 is the score in this third set, and Schmitz gets another nice solid serve over. Parker with a back set to Morris, and Morris, who's hit the ball very well tonight. In her limited opportunities to hit, she's hit the ball very well, but a good job of recovery. And Lance hits it into the net here, so it's another point for the Cyclones. But Morris, she's had 3 or 4 attempts here tonight where she's really laid the hammer down. She's hit the ball hard. She's been rewarded with a couple of kills, but at that time, just a good job on the dig and a good job on the scramble defense for the Cyclones as they are 4 points away from taking the match. So the side out by Schmitz, they're on the service here, and she'll get subbed out of the match for their libero, cheer guard. And the Phillies libero, Macy Finley, is back to serve, down by 14 here in set number 3. Good little jump serve by Finley. Schmitz gets it over and off the block It's a good hit by Sisson, but off the block, and this time we recovered. But Lance gets the hit over for the Phillies. Kill attempt down this time by Haley Blatt. Haley Blatt, a reserve outside hitter, gets the kill down. She records a kill in the varsity match, so good for her. It's 22-7 is the score right now. 3 points away from taking the match is the Cyclones. And checking into the game for, well, I can't see the number at the moment. It's like number 18 for the Phillies. I don't have the number in my program. But nevertheless, we have a side out, or excuse me, not a side out, but off the pipe, and it's a point for the Cyclones. So it's 23-7, 2 points away from taking the match as the Cyclones set to serve it away. Good serve. Lance has a tough pass. Good hustle by Parker to keep the ball in play and just keep the point alive. Schmitz gets it onto the outside. Good dig. Just a little free ball over. Schmitz got tight to the net, and the ball goes down. It was a little tight that time for Schmitz, the setter, and Shenandoah was able to take advantage, get the point, and it's a 15-point Cyclone lead. In to serve for the Phillies right now, freshman Peyton Athan. 23-8 is the score. Athan gets a serve in. Nice low serve. It's a good kill attempt, but a good dig by Finley, and then Athan's got to just get it over, but the whistle blew. It looked like it was 2 hits there. It looked like it from up here. You probably couldn't see it on the video, but it did kind of look like she got it twice. So it's a side out, and it's a match point for the Cyclones. Athan with the set back row kill attempt for the libero, Finley. Kill is up, and the kill is good save by Finley. Nice dig, and we're still playing, and the ball's down. That time Green put it down. Not the two-hand block, but the throw down. So just from set 2 to set 3, just learning and getting better, just game reps at the varsity level. These kids were in middle school 6 months ago. As Brooklyn Black will come in to serve, 24-9 still match point as Brooklyn Black is again set back to serve. The whistle's been blown. We're ready to play. Black gets a serve up and over. You can pretty much book that when Black is serving. It's going to get up and it's going to get over. Hitting error there by the Cyclones. That was Ava Munson. Ava Munson checked into the game for the Cyclones. It's 24-10 the score. Black still back to serve. Serves to the Barrow cheer guard, and the kill attempt is off the block and down. Story of the night for the Phillies tonight. Story of the night for the Cyclones. The block was there most of the night, and most of the night it was off the block and down. And that's just the way the ball bounces sometimes. And take your lumps. Get us now when we're freshmen and sophomores and juniors for the most part. But brighter days are ahead for this Phillies squad, probably brighter days this season. We'll be back to wrap things up here after a quick word from our sponsors.
Inch of your body puts pressure on one place, your feet. So give your feet everything they could ask for by walking in to Brown Shoe Fit Shenandoah. Shoes for every occasion, boots for any situation, and above all, the right fit for you. After all, Brown Shoe Fit has been fitting feet for over 100 years. The only downside, so many shoes to choose from and only 2 feet. Great service, great selection, a great fit every time at Brown Shoe Fit, downtown Shenandoah.
Welcome back into Shenandoah High School, Rexroth Court. Wrapping things up here quick. The Harlan Cyclones travel down to Page County and take a 3-0 victory over the Shenandoah Phillies. It was a tough night for the Phillies, young team. Just not quite there tonight. Didn't quite have it. Harlan clearly the better team tonight. If they played again a month from now, maybe it'd be a different story. I mentioned it earlier, there's a lot of good volleyball left ahead for this Phillies team. With just 2 seniors on the varsity roster in Brooklyn Black and Cassidy Morris, there's a lot of good volleyball left ahead. Stick with this Phillies team, Phillies fans. Keep watching, keep coming to the games, keep watching the streams. There's a lot of good volleyball ahead for this bunch. So for Fuller Digital Solutions and our YouTube live stream, TJ Young here from Rexroth Court signing off. Good night, everybody. We'll see you Friday night in Atlantic.